KTIM St. George, Utah.
Every event that has taken place in this universe has led you to this moment. Every star exploding, every planet colliding, every molecule combining, every quantum occurrence, every life that arose, every adaptation, every evolution of every species, every birth, every death, every thought, every realization, and every action that has been taken by anyone who has ever lived. The real question is, what will you do with this moment?
And we are the Philosophers of Science.
Yes, and we are here in this moment. Hopefully you're taking this moment to listen to us on the radio today.
That's right. Speaking of moments.
Yes.
There's a leap second going on.
There is. It's going to be added in June.
Oh,
yes.
Not today?
No, not today. No, not today. I think it's going to be added in June 30th at midnight or something like that.
So if our show starts 1 minute late,
No,
one second
late, right. If everything's all messed up because of computers and things.
we might be a wee bit behind schedule.
A wee bit behind.
We'll
but only,
really have to rush the show.
If we go fast enough, we can actually slow time down and then get that second back. So maybe we'll just try doing that and see
We
what
could do
happens.
that.
We could try to do that. We'll see what happens.
Play all of the songs on fast forward.
Right, yeah, fast.
Talk
extremely
really
fast.
fast.
Extremely fast. We have to be moving close, close enough and getting relativistic speeds, as we say.
We can do it.
You think?
I think it's a goal, a summer goal.
Summer goal.
A New Year's resolution.
Yeah, of course, the after effects could be devastating from that. So
we'll worry about that later.
We'll worry about that later, right? We don't want to worry about after effects.
So we have a great show coming up for you today.
Yes,
we
we do.
have how to create your own fad diet, along with 8 universal favorites and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yes, we do. We're gonna show you what would happen if you put a hairdryer with unlimited power into a box, an airtight box.
That's indestructible.
That's indestructible, of course. So we'll talk about what would happen if you kept turning up the power.
And we'll kick it all off with our question of the day.
Yes, the question of the day. Let's see. What is the question of the day?
All right, the question is, John doesn't know this question yet.
No, I never see the questions because I want to always try to, so if I can answer them without looking
He's
it up.
like a human Google.
Not really. Maybe a gaggle. I don't know. Something like that.
I think you're
kind of in between, maybe.
Your correct answer ratio is about 65%.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's above it. It's above 50%.
It's above half. Well above half.
Yeah. So.
All right. So the question
not quite
is,
genius, but
this one may take you up to 70%.
Okay. We'll see what happens, or bring me back down.
Or bring you back down. The Kerplunk experiment, the Tyron experiment, and the Morris water maze are all experiments of behavioral psychology that involved what? Dum, 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 dum,
All right, we'll have to think about this one. The Kerplunk. Huh?
I know you're going to get it.
Yeah.
Yep. I have faith in your record so far.
I have my doubts since I have no clue what any of those are, but I'll try to work it out. Do you want to talk about the fad diet thing, or do you want, it's up to you.
No, I want you.
No, you want me to talk about
I'll
it.
go ahead and interject some witty comments.
Of course you will, because that's what you do. So, last week we debunked some things. This week we wanted to show you, if you want to create your own pseudoscience or your own, since diets are big, because everybody loves diets.
Especially it's the new year.
It's a new year.
People want to lose
right,
a few lbs.
Right. So let's show you, if you how easy it is to fool people, basically, because our brains are fallible. We tend to believe things, especially if you have certain marketing techniques, as we call. And diets are great. Again, it's a great thing. So here's a handy formula, things that will pretty much, take care of it for you, and you can make all kinds of money off of people that, you're stealing from. Anyway.
If you do this, then we get half your profits.
We do, because
Just putting that out there.
This is kind of like what was that movie with the stock market? I just saw it. What was that movie?
Oh, the Leonardo DiCaprio one?
Yes. What was it called? I can't remember the name of it now. I just saw it. Yeah,
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. So we're kind of gonna, we take the money and all. You do all the work, and we'll take the money.
That's fair.
I think it's fair.
We're the brains behind this operation.
Absolutely. Somebody's got to. All right. Anyways, let's come up with So number one, you need a catchy title. Anything, really you can come up with just about anything, but you want to call it diet. So blank diet, whatever. Fill the blank in with anything. The blank diet, fill it in with anything. It's got to be a catchy phrase like the bulletproof diet. That sounds cool.
That's a real
Because
one.
bulletproof is a song. You can probably get rights to the song maybe to use the song bulletproof, and that could be part of your diet thing. Very catchy.
The bulletproof
I
diet.
Like it. I think it's great.
The what's a sciencey one?
Oh, science. Yeah, well, science. Yeah, you got to have. Well, we'll talk about science.
The
but
carbon diet.
The carbon's a beautiful diet. It's easy because lots of things are made of carbon, and call it the organic diet because most things made of carbon are organic because it's the same thing. So it just sounds better. So there's lots of. So you need a catchy title.
All right, that's
fine.
number one.
All right, you need to make outrageous claims of success. That's very important. The bigger the lie, because people don't know. Remember, most people are not going to look this stuff up. They're not going to spend the time, so the bigger it is, the more people are inclined to think that it's not a lie, because no one would be that audacious to make up such a lie. Again, this reminds me exactly of the Wolf of Wall Street, because that's exactly what they were doing. They were selling people these penny stocks based on the fact that they knew they were junk, but they convinced them that they would make money off of these, and they made millions and millions of dollars off of these people who all went broke.
I haven't seen the movie, but it's true. The bigger
intense.
the lie, for some reason,
people tend to believe it, right?
Yeah,
right. Like, so
it.
come up with impressive figures like a pound a day or 10 pounds a week, or whatever you want. You want to make sure that you show some number that people will be guaranteed to lose. And that works out great.
Guaranteed to lose.
Guaranteed. You got to say guaranteed, right? You got to say guaranteed.
Drop 20 pounds in 1 week. Guaranteed. With the carbon
and
diet.
Use the word miracle in it, because people love miracles. They do. Miracles happen all the time. We love that. I think as Dr. Oz has shown, because he uses it almost all the time, miracles are great. It's a great word when you say the word. This is a miracle diet.
Does he use that word?
Yes, a lot. Awful lot.
Really?
Yes, a lot. He's overused it, I think.
Poor
It's
Dr.
a miracle.
Oz.
It's a miracle. I don't say poor Dr. Oz. I don't feel sorry for him. He is, he has overstepped his bounds of being a doctor. He is, by selling people stuff and convincing people, because he's got a name, that all these things work. He's even been brought in front of Congress for lying and telling things that were not true.
Yeah, now that's ironic.
It's ironic.
Congress getting mad at someone else for lying.
Right. I know the irony there. Yes. Okay. We're we're just I'm just saying that it's kind of interesting. Okay, that's 2. So you need an outrageous claim. 3, you need testimonials.
These are good.
These are good, and they could be paid people. You could pay people to say whatever you want, because nobody really knows, and nobody's going to care. I mean, even if it says in a little script that this is a paid person, they don't care. They're going to believe that person because they look like the average Joe person on the street.
That's
right?
so true.
You need those personal stories. Start with your own. And don't worry if there's absolutely no scientific evidence to support your claim, because you don't need that. All you need is somebody saying that this is what it did.
I was weak and tired. I was tired of
And
yo-yo
now I
dieting.
feel great, right?
Thanks to the miracle carbon diet.
Yes, and it's good also, I think, to take pictures of before and after. So wear the most outrageous, ridiculous clothes that make you look the stupidest. Before,
wear a frown, have bad lighting.
Bad lighting, like you just woke up, and then the next one you're like, great, you're all made, all beautiful, nice clothing that's fit and cut and tailored. Because that works. It shows. Look at that improvement. The guy went from being this depressed, terrible person to this happy, healthy, wonderful person, all with this miracle, bulletproof diet. So
testimonial is
key. You have to have a secret. That's number 4. You got the secret. So your S has a secret. So ours is. The secret or key to weight loss. It's something that, it's unlocking the secret, or hacking the body, or unleashing the genetic code, or, having happy water in your body, whatever it is. There's a secret to why this works and nobody else's doesn't.
This frustrates me so much. So
it frustrates you?
You see this
Only
everywhere.
This? Yes.
Sometimes I'll be on the computer. I'll be Googling the answer to something.
Yes.
And I'll be taken to a website that is using these steps.
Yes.
And they'll say, "Do you want to learn the secret to whatever it is?
Right. Whatever.
Planting lettuce."
Yes.
Yes, I do. And I'll click the link, and it just teases you over and over.
That's all it
In
does.
order to learn the secret, just tell me the secret.
Just tell me no, because they want your money first. Because there is no secret.
There is no secret. You put the seeds in the ground, toss some water on.
Yeah, maybe fertilize every now and whatever.
Right.
And things grow. I mean, need sun.
That's a pretty good warning sign. If they're saying there's a secret, there is no secret.
Right, there is no secret. Right. Now, if you do want, most of the time you don't need research, but if you do, you got to cherry pick the research. That's important. Cherry picking, if people don't know what it is, it's choosing certain bits of the research or the story that might say something, but without the rest of the story, what they were really saying is, no, this doesn't work, but they're going to print the one part that says that somehow supports some part of their thing. So cherry picking, it's a great thing because you can look at this study shows this, but you're only printing the information that's specific to what you want.
Those natural health websites we discussed last week are great
They're great
at this.
for this. They're great for this. They absolutely, because most people aren't going to read the links, and even if they do, they don't understand what the research is.
Right.
And they won't read the full article. It's like getting a news story where you're getting just a small blib, and when it's science, there's no way to explain what the science behind it is in a short period of time, amount of time. No, there isn't.
Yeah.
So that's number 5. Number 6, you need some sciencey explanation. So this is fun.
Sciencey, my favorite word.
Make up some explanations as to why your diet works, and all you need is some sciencey things. Like,
I've got a great example.
Yes. Okay. Give me a great example.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt, but
No. We want examples because we're trying to get people because we can make money. Remember, send it to Philosophers of Science at KTIMradio.
If you're in doubt, just add a couple more zeros to the amount.
That's always great. Add a couple more zeros to the amount. Yes.
So I was at the mall and I got sucked into one of these.
No, you didn't. Did you?
I got lured.
No.
Into one of these makeup places.
Oh, okay.
Where
that's possible.
The sales guy was like, "Come on in. We'll give you this free sample of whatever." Mm-hmm. So he sits me down in the chair and applies some anti-wrinkle stuff around my eyes, which costs $200, and I'm supposed to apply it
$200
every day.
Every day.
But anyway.
Okay. Wow.
So he applies it, and I'm not seeing anything. He's facing me away from the mirror at the time.
Of course.
So he applies it to one eye, but not the other, so I can compare. Whirls the chair around. Lo and behold, one eye looks great, has hardly any wrinkles. Mm-hmm. The other eye is my normal eye and has wrinkles.
Yes.
And he says it's working because this stuff. Call it stuff. It's great. It's building collagen.
It's building. I didn't know it could build collagen. It's building. That's pretty hard to do.
Collagen.
Really? I didn't know that. So we can.
Out of what? He didn't say.
Out of what? Right. It's building
why
collagen.
It hadn't just formed collagen in the jar.
Right. Well, because it needed your body to steal things to build the collagen, probably.
And I don't know why collagen suddenly evaporates so that you have to apply this every single day.
Right. If it built the collagen, I think it would stay there for a while.
I think it would stay there for a while.
I think so. Yeah. That's great. That is a great example.
But it sounds it's building collagen.
It sounds cool, right?
It sounds cool.
It does. It sounds
cool. The chemistry's working for you behind the scenes.
Yeah. Another great example is it's ionic. Ionic water forms ions, and that's what allows it to make you feel better.
Nobody really knows what an ion is.
Yes, we do. As scientists, yes, we do. We know what an ion is. It's a charged particle. When you take salt and dump it in water, it becomes it's sodium chloride, and those are ions. When you take sodium and chlorine and mix them together, they become sodium chloride because they're ions. They lose electrons or gain electrons. They are charged.
That sounds sciencey. I think I'll buy this product.
Because it's ionic. Yes, ionic. Ionic water. Well, yeah, of course. If you have any contamination in water, especially salt in there, it's ionic because there's ions in the water.
So what about those ionic bracelets?
Again, no, because
no, I know, but they're just throwing the word out.
They're just throwing the word because it sounds cool. Because nobody knows. Most people don't know what ionic means. They have no clue. It
kind of sounds like bionic.
It sounds like bionic. But to have ions, you have to be in a solution, really. You have to separate, because sodium chloride are attached together. Yes, they formed, one gave up electron, one took an electron, and they bonded together in a nice bond that holds them together called an ionic bond. But they're not ions anymore, because if they were, they'd be charged. And if they were charged, they'd be looking for something else to bind to, because they don't want to be that way. They're not happy that way. So we put them in solution. They kind of separate out, and they form these ions in solution with the water, because they form these little bonds with some of the water molecules, because, of course, they're polar, and we can get all.
So even dropping the bracelet in water
would not do anything. No, unless the bracelet dissolves suddenly in water. No, I know. I've seen. That's a great one. Or super burn. Like what? Like this will super burn your fat. Okay, how do you super burn? You can only burn fat so much. I don't know how you super burn it, but
I like what you have here, anti-inflammatory.
Yeah, anti-inflammatory.
That's
right.
another great buzz term.
Because people don't like being inflammatory, apparently, so we want to be anti-inflammatory.
Anti-inflammatory.
Right. All right, we don't want to be inflammatory.
Inflammation is the new
It's always
gluten.
bad, right? Oh yeah, that's because it's the new buzzword for everything. This will help your inflammation, and this will. Okay, show me how it does that. Is there any science to it? There are drugs that can do that.
There are lots of chemicals,
and there
even
are some
in food
foods,
that
yes,
can
that can do that, but not in this product that costs $50 for
probably
that you have to drink every day.
No, just take
not.
an aspirin.
Yeah, just take an aspirin. take an ibuprofen. Right? Okay, you need to demonize a food group. This is great. These foodies, these crazy people. Always you have to have a villain.
Oh, yes.
You have to have a villain like,
gluten.
The microwave or gluten, right? Because these are evil things. They turn water to be unhappy water when you
Carbs.
Carbs are you need if you have a villain, then yours is the hero. Everybody loves a good villain hero story,
That's
right?
true.
I mean,
you frighten and alarm people with the villain, and then present them your heroic
solution that has magic and is miracle and is wonderful and sciencey and ionic, and it's great.
So, who's your demonized food group? Vegetables.
Yes, vegetables are definitely, especially onions and garlic. Those are definitely the devil food for me. Those are. So everything else is good. Meat, potatoes, pizza. Those are all good. Those are my hero foods. So, yes, anyways, okay. Attack your critics because, of course, you're going to have critics. I mean, let's face it. If you're trying to...
diets, it's a competitive industry.
It's very competitive, so you need to attack them. And it doesn't matter whether you have any evidence to back you up. All you got to do is just say something bad about them, Don't worry about it because miracle claims and testimonies will shield you from any of this.
That's right. And one of the great ways to attack your critics is to call them... paid shills for pharmaceutical or big agra.
Big agra or the big companies or government. You throw those words in there and people hate it, right?
If they side with an entity that's hard to sympathize with,
you're in.
You're in.
You've got it made. So
yep.
I mean, so these 8 steps right here, very simple, very easy to follow. We should probably put them on the website so people can.
We probably should.
We probably should
encourage them.
Encourage them to, because it's easy to do.
50% of profits.
It can be fun and lucrative, right? All you have to do is relinquish any self-respect or integrity that you have, which is simple to do.
Easy.
You may even convince yourself that your diet is legitimate because you can lose weight on almost any diet if you reduce calories and don't eat enough food. I mean, that's the bottom line.
True.
So it's really very simple to do. So I think that's.
So listeners, be thinking of your fad diets and get your checkbooks out.
Send ideas.
Send
we'd
ideas.
like to see them.
Yeah,
if it's good enough, maybe we'll steal it.
When we come back, we'll have a what if, a hairdryer
what if. Yes, a what if. Right.
Along with a bunch of other science. And of course, our answer to the question of the day.
Of course, yes.
You're listening to the Philosophers of Science on KTIM.
to these. I saw pictures back in Little Big Jam, and Jesus down my throat. No, I don't wanna be saved. Ain't a chain on my brain. I'm nobody's slave. I got one foot in the cradle and one in the grave. It's a messed up world. Sex and love and guns, light a cigarette. Messed up world. What do you get from it? Sex and love and guns, light a cigarette. Sex and love and guns, light a cigarette. Sex and love and guns, light a cigarette. It's a messed up world. It's a messed up world. It's a messed up world. It's a messed up
We're back. Okay. We're back. We're back in action.
The Pretty Reckless with Messed Up World.
Is that what it is? Messed up world?
This is
We're going to
funny.
have a messed up world with this hairdryer by the time we're done.
Let's hear it.
Well, we will. But I wanted to finish. There was one last sentence I didn't read, which I think is very important, because once you've relinquished all your self-respect or integrity, the real trick is not becoming discouraged by the fact that all fad diets are bogus. They don't produce any sustainable results. They may be unhealthy, and they distort or ignore any actual science. So you just have to get over that. Once you get over that, you're good. You're good to go. All right. So from the book What If, which is a great book. I love this book. It's just, again, it asks the questions, what if you did this? And our question is today, what would happen if you took a hairdryer with continuous and unlimited power, of course, because you have to have unlimited power, and you turned it on and put it in an airtight 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter box. So 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet approximately. 39 inches if you want to be exact. But
Okay.
Anyways, we got this hairdryer in this box. So let's start with what we know. We have to assume a couple things because, of course, without that, we wouldn't be able to do this experiment. We have an indestructible hairdryer, so it can never be destroyed, no matter what temperature. We have an indestructible box that can never be destroyed.
I really could have used an indestructible hairdryer.
Could you?
So
Yeah.
I got my hair cut
Yes.
in a style that
Yes.
depends on me styling it every morning with
Why
a
would you do
hairdryer.
that? That was your first mistake.
I know.
Somebody convinced
I'm
you.
so
Okay.
negligent with my
Yes.
hair. But anyway, I thought, hey, I can do this. It's
Okay.
spring.
Yeah, sure. We can do a lot of things if we put our mind to it.
Yeah, then my hairdryer died.
It died.
So
Well, you can always buy a new one,
clearly,
You do realize that.
this isn't the one we're using for this thought.
No, we're not,
experiment.
because it wouldn't have lasted. And our third thing, which is the most important, is we have to have an unlimited power source feeding the hairdryer. Why have limitations, right?
Why have them?
Why you don't need limitations.
Don't limit
Not in
yourself.
science. We don't. No, don't limit yourself. This is a thought experiment. Okay. So most hairdryers produce about 870 watts of power. So what is a watt of power, Stephanie? Do we know what what watts are?
We do not.
Watts are?
Do
you
we?
don't? Yes, you do. So we have amps and we have volts, and they create watts. So watts is energy.
So wait, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
I
interrupt.
actually don't know what watts are. So what's the difference between an amp and a watt and a volt?
Well, volts are the pressure. Amps, if you think of, I like to think of electricity as water. Okay, if you think of, compare it to water.
Like coming out of a pipe?
Yeah, like coming out of a pipe.
Okay.
So in order to get electricity to go from one point to another, you need voltage to push it along. So that's like a pressure.
Okay.
Amps is considered to be like, the gallon, the amount of energy you're actually using, the gallons. So, so I'm drawing 12 amps, I'm drawing 15 amps, I'm drawing 200 amps. I'm drawing that much of the water, in this case the electricity. And the watts is a measurement of energy being generated by you taking that and converting it into either heat or into light or into, so it's a measurement.
I see.
It's just a measurement of that. And there's a formula, and I don't know the formula off the top of my head. I probably should know the formula off the top of my head, but I don't. Yes? Yes. I'm not, my brother, the aerospace engineer, was probably turning over right now in his St. Louis home, but of course he can't listen to this, so that's okay. But I don't know the actual formula. There's a formula that you convert one from the other. Anyways, we're going to have unlimited.
He's alive
wattage.
and he's turning over in his home.
Yes, he is. Because if he's dead, then that would be bad.
We don't want that, no.
No, we don't want that. Though he did break his leg falling down 2 steps, which I don't understand how that's possible. But
Oh.
yeah, Yeah, femur, broke the femur. Yes.
Ouch.
It takes a lot of energy to do that. A lot of energy. Anyways.
Dispersed through the bones.
Yes, I do
apparently.
digress from time to time, as you know, well know. All
Well,
right,
thank you for that explanation.
Okay, so anyways, it's a simple explanation. It's not, but so most hair dryers produce about 1,875 watts. So this energy would heat up the box like an oven, basically, because the energy can't escape. The outside, which is made of our indestructible metal, would be hot enough to burn your hand in about 5 seconds. So if you put it on your hand and left it there, so that's pretty good. But we want more, so we're going to go up to 18,750 watts. Now the surface of the box would reach about 475 degrees.
The outside surface.
The
of
outside
the box.
surface. So you could ignite paper.
Hot.
Because ordinary book paper starts on fire at what temperature, Stephanie? You should know this. There's a movie and book written about it.
180.
No. Fahrenheit.
211.
No. You're getting close to the boiling point of water.
450.
451. Fahrenheit 451.
451.
That's ordinary book paper will catch fire at 451 degrees.
Is that what that reference means?
That is what the reference means. Yes, it
Not
is.
seen
Now
that
you
film.
know that. Now you know that. All right, so we're burning paper at this point. If you left your book on that box, it would start on fire. But wait, we want more. So at 187,500 watts, the surface of the box is now over 1,100 degrees.
Oh, hot.
Yeah, it's hot. Now, if it's on a wooden floor, of course, the house is on fire now. So we might want to move it outside because you're going to burn down your house at this point.
Indeed.
But that's not enough. We can do more, right? Because we have an unlimited power. Let's go to 1.875 megawatts. That's 1,875,000 watts. That's a lot of watts.
That's a lot of watts.
You're going to be drawing, electric company's going to be you're going to have a big bill here at this point. And you might be causing some brownouts someplace if you could draw that much. So now the surface of the box is as hot as lava. So that's cool.
That's hot.
2,300 degrees Fahrenheit. No, that's cool. I think it's cool. But we're not done yet. We want 18.7 megawatts. So now any steel, if there was steel, would be melted, and only tungsten might survive for a while. But our box is indestructible. The temperature is now 4,300 degrees at the surface.
So how close do you think you could get to the box
Well, we're going
at
to
this
get there.
point?
We're going to get there. We will get there as we go up in wattage. Probably not very close. Let's start to burn.
Feel the
You'd
heat.
feel the heat coming off at quite a distance.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go one more. 187 megawatts. The box is glowing white, and the floor is now complete lava everywhere around it. But I lied because we're not stopping yet. We want to go to 1.875 gigawatts. Now, gigawatts, should be something that's familiar with people who watched a certain movie or two.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, which is 1.21 gigawatts. We're higher than that. So we can go back to the future with this now if we wanted to, because we have 1.875 gigawatts.
More than enough watts to power a flux capacitor.
Yes, and see that's all you need. And this is over 1 billion watts now. So now the box is blindingly bright, and you cannot get within 100 meters, which is 300 feet, or you'd burst into flames.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. So
You would burst into flames.
if you got within 300 feet, if you got within a football field of it, you would burst into flames. So that's pretty hot. And you won't want to look at it because it would blind you. It sits in a large pool of lava, and periodic explosions of gas launch it into the air, and it lands somewhere else, creating another pool of lava and more explosions. So now we're spreading.
Wow, the
Yeah.
destruction.
Yes, it's getting good. But we got more. We're going to go up to 1.875 or 18.7 gigawatts. We were at 1.875. Now we're going to 18.7. Now the box is being tossed around by the powerful updrafts it's creating. The box is soaring through the air, and each time it nears the ground, it won't ever touch the ground because it superheats the surface so quickly, and the plume of expanding air hurls it back up into the air, of course, as it turns the surface into molten
That
lava.
is a fantastic mental picture.
Isn't that a fan? I picture it too, this box bouncing around.
That's one powerful hairdryer.
Yes. So now, but we got more because there's still room on the dial. We got to go all the way around. So we're not done yet. So at 18.7 terawatts, which, at one point, so we're at now 1.7 terawatts. We were at gigawatts. Now we're going to terawatts, which is 1 trillion watts. This would be equivalent to a house-sized stack of TNT going off every second. That's pretty cool. That's a lot. But we got more. There's still more room. At 18.7 terawatts or trillion watts, a trail of firestorms is winding its way across the landscape because there's so much energy. But we got more. We got 187 terawatts. The hairdryer is now consuming more power than every other electric device on the planet combined.
Wow.
So everything together this is consuming more. The box is now soaring high above the surface and putting out the equivalent of 3 Trinity nuclear tests every second.
Oh,
Every second.
gosh.
The box is now going to skip around the atmosphere until it destroys the planet. And by doing so, we create what I would call nefarious debauchery. Yes.
And you wonder why I haven't bought a new hairdryer.
And you wonder why, because this is what could happen if you turn the dial all the way up. This is what could happen.
That's fantastic.
I love it. Destroy the earth
So
with a hairdryer.
these are from your awesome book, What If?
The What If book. It's a great book.
So what's your favorite What If so far?
This one is pretty cool. I like the whole idea of destroying the earth with a hairdryer.
I like the box bouncing around,
Yes,
making
isn't that
molten
cool? Making
lava.
molten lava everywhere. I think the baseball one's pretty cool. There's a lot. The shooting the gun. I haven't done that one yet. Shooting the machine guns. Launching yourself up. Could you launch yourself like a jetpack shooting up machine guns? Maybe we'll do that one next week.
Like the cartoons.
Like the cartoons. It is possible with the powerful and enough, weapons you could do.
We've got to hear
So
about
we'll have
that
to
next
hear about
week.
that one next week. So there's a bunch in there that are pretty cool. Swimming in a nuclear pool in a power plant. Can you do that safely?
Can you do that
For
safely?
a very brief amount of time. I don't recommend it though. Yeah.
We'll definitely
I prefer
have some
nefarious
more next
debauchery,
week.
but
nefarious debauchery.
it's great. Destroying the whole earth with, I think that's great. I think
That
it's
is great. Well, we have more science coming
Yes,
up.
we do. Yes, we do.
Don't go away. You're listening to the Philosophers of Science on KTIM.
I don't do yoga, never try Pilates. Not many people want me at their parties. Trying to find my place someplace. Oh,
Hey, guess what? We're back.
We're back. Yes, we were.
Once again, we start chit-chatting during
Yes,
the
we were
song
chit-chatting
break.
about some very important sciencey
Sciencey stuff.
Yes.
Very sciencey.
Very always very sciencey.
Like we would ever discuss anything else.
No, we would never. Only science. It's only science all the way. Okay.
Well,
so,
before I start with our list of 8 universal favorites,
and these are favorites of who or what?
all kinds of stuff from
Okay.
flowers to flavors of ice cream to colors.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But first,
But you have something else.
very important announcement.
Yes.
You may have heard this, you may have not heard this. Neil deGrasse Tyson is launching a late night Star Talk on the National Geographic
Yay,
Channel.
let's applaud. Yay.
I know
Where's
you
our-
like him.
Where's our applaud track? Okay.
You're a big fan of Mr. Tyson.
We need those canned applaud things or whatever.
Yeah.
We don't have those.
I should.
You should put one on your phone and then you
Yeah.
can just hit the button.
I should.
You should. But anyways,
I'll
that's
do it.
that's a later thing.
So
And we're both wearing our science shirts today. I just want to point that out. So
yeah, we took
listeners at home,
some
you
team pictures.
we did take, and yeah, we're going to be, we'll put it on Facebook.
We'll put it on the
Oh,
Facebook
yeah, absolutely,
page.
Absolutely. Okay. We're going to get posters made and sell them with our diet that we're going to come up with.
That's right.
The science diet. We'll just call it the science diet.
The science.
The science
diet.
diet based on the periodic table. That's it. We're in.
That's right.
I'm claiming copyrights. Nobody else. You know.
Well, Science Diet is a brand of dog food.
Yeah, but not this kind of science diet.
No, this is opening whole new ground.
Oh, right. We're going to eat elements. We're just going to eat raw elements. I guarantee you'll lose weight, especially as you get down to that third row. Whew, be nasty. Anyways, okay, I digress again, but it just came, things pop into my head and they just have to come out sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's
called thinking.
Yes. Well,
Thinking is good.
Other people call it other things. But we'll move on. Okay.
The late night talk show scene
Yes.
just got a bit more star-studded, and I don't mean the famous kind.
No.
Starting this spring, Neil deGrasse Tyson will take over late night at the National Geographic Channel,
Which is good.
reimagining a version of his hugely popular Star Talk podcast.
Right, which I've
for a
listened
new
to
series.
many times. If you haven't listened to it, it's a great. Yeah, he has lots of fun. And actually, I got some of my music from his from his thing because they play parts of the song. So I look up the song, and they're all
Right.
sciencey kind of cool songs. Anyway.
Right.
Yes.
The announcement comes less than a year after Tyson hosted a reboot of Carl Sagan's Cosmos to
Which is very
wide
good.
acclaim
Very
on
good.
Fox.
I thought it was very good.
Wow, he's 56.
He's older than me.
A
Amazing.
little note that Neil deGrasse Tyson is 56.
That's amazing.
You look good, Neil.
Of course,
you
she
don't-
never says I look good.
You don't
'cause,
look a day.
you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson at 56 looks good, but
You look great in
know,
your science
yeah, my
shirt.
sciencey shirt. My science shirt is Sharknado, by the way. It's the fact that this could never ever possibly happen, even in a
The
multiverse.
science of the impossible.
The science of the impossible, right? And Stephanie's shirt is, it's a
in
symbol. It's a
code.
math. It's in code. You have to understand it. So
Yeah.
it's the square root of -1, which we know is I, and 2 cubed, which is
8.
and the symbol with the sideways M, which is sum, and the pi symbol. So I ate some pie.
And it was delicious.
Yes, it's a great shirt. I love it. Anyways, okay. So for those who are visually impaired,
We'll just describe
we'll
it.
just describe everything. To you. Okay. All right. So yes, this show is Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's a great thing. So
Yeah. He's not my fave, but
I like him.
He is funny.
he's fun.
And he did a great job hosting that Cosmo show.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did.
So for
He
anyone
has a
not,
great voice too.
yeah, he does have a great
Yes,
voice.
he does. Yes, he does.
For anyone not already excited, Tyson intends to give Bill Nye the Science Guy a platform for a minute-long rant in each show.
And each show, that'll be good. That'll be interesting.
Based on what we've heard in the podcast, you can also expect all manner of celebrities and comedians
Mm-hmm.
to join Tyson in giving science its place in the limelight.
Right. Of course, Morgan Freeman's voice is a little bit better, but anyways,
Yeah, it's hard to beat that.
it's hard to beat. You can't because he created everything.
He's
Morgan Freeman, because he thought of it, we exist only because of.
he's good, or James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones, another one. Yeah, there's certain people that just have a voice.
Yep.
I don't know. Okay. There's no science to that, but okay. So the 8 wonders of the world,
8 universal favorites.
universal. Are we sure they're universal? Because we asked anybody else from any other planet.
Oh, well, universal meaning, wow, not universal.
Right. I guess.
Universal meaning all across North America.
Okay. Okay.
I
so
guess.
we just want to be scientifically correct, right?
Right.
There really is no Miss Universe because
No,
we don't know.
we've
You haven't
excluded
invited anybody
other
else. We've
planets.
excluded all these other planets. There's billions of planets, and we haven't even invited them.
And we have our narrow definition of beauty
Yes.
that
Yes,
includes,
right, right. Very narrow, very
Yeah.
narrow. So I'm out with that.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. All right, go ahead. I digressed again.
So maybe you're one of those people who likes chartreuse or only orders cotton candy sherbet, but there's a good chance your favorites aren't so unique. Here's a look at some universally agreed upon favorite things, or quasi-universally agreed upon favorite
we'll call
things,
it quasi.
and why we like them so much. Okay, color.
Color.
From the sky and your jeans to Frank Sinatra's eyes, blue is found nearly everywhere, except the produce aisle, and it's apparently the world's favorite color. A few years ago, Deluxe Paints surveyed people in 30 countries, and more than half of respondents chose blue as their favorite hue. Red and green were close behind, but yellow was way down at the bottom of the list.
I could see that.
What's your favorite color?
Green.
Green.
Green. Yeah, I like green.
All right. According to Jill Morton, an expert on color psychology who runs the site Color Matters, blue has,
There.
excuse me, blue has more radios. So difficult.
Yes, it is. It's
Blue
challenging.
has more complex and contradictory meanings than any other color.
Interesting.
Most blues convey a sense of trust, loyalty, cleanliness, and understanding. On the other hand, blue evolved as a symbol of depression in American culture. Singing the blues and feeling blue are good examples of the complexity of color symbolism and how it has evolved in different cultures.
Makes sense. What does green mean?
They didn't say.
Okay.
We're only
Debauchery.
We're only going on the favorites,
Okay.
not the number two.
Not the number twos. Okay. Darn it. Okay.
Sound.
Sound.
Businesses hire marketing expert and author Martin Lindstrom to help them figure out what their customers want. Lindstrom, who uses neuroscientific research to get a handle on consumer psychology,
That's brain science.
recently led a research team to uncover the most addictive sounds in the world. These are the sounds that are most likely to generate a response in people. The reason they're, quote, addicting, Lindstrom told ABC News, is not the sound itself, but the consequence of the sound. A laughing or crying baby triggers feelings of maternal protection, he says, while a sizzling steak means a tasty meal is about to be served.
Crying baby does not, for me, paternal thing. No, it's no.
Run away.
Yes, especially if you're on an airplane. Yes, no.
Well, here are the
Anyways.
top 5 addictive sounds
Okay.
that aren't connected to products or, well, aren't connected to brand
Okay.
names. Number 1, a baby's giggle.
Okay, I'll buy that.
That is pretty good.
I'll buy that. Not a cry though. Don't.
It's hard not to like a baby giggle. 2, a vibrating phone. Now, you don't have to like these sounds. They're just the most likely to get a response.
Most likely get a response from. Yes. Okay.
Number 3, ATM or cash register. Number 4, the Star Spangled Banner, if you live in America, or your country's anthem.
Your country's anthem. Okay.
Number 5, a sizzling steak.
Yeah. Now, see, I'm in that. That would move up on my list. I think.
I wonder if that's an argument against vegetarianism. Like if you're fighting biology, or if you're fighting just being conditioned to like the sizzling
The
steak.
sizzling
Who knows?
steak. I don't fight it. I accept it wholeheartedly.
As long as there's no garlic or onions.
As long as there's no garlic on it, because those are evil. Those are truly evil things. Yes.
So now, did you know that there's such a thing as a favorite number?
Probably.
And if you
Are we
said
saying
7,
between 1 and 10? No, I wouldn't say 7.
oh well, if you're lucky number 7, you're in the majority. Math fan Alex Bellos really wanted to know the world's favorite number. He was so intrigued, he set up a website where he polled 30,000 people from around the world, asking them to weigh in on their favorite digits. I conducted this experiment because I'm fascinated by the emotional responses many of us have to numbers. 7, he said, was the runaway favorite, with 3 and 8 as the runners-up.
Really?
People asked, people who did the survey could say why it's their favorite, and they gave answers like, the number cheers me up and gives me a feeling of comfort, or 7 just feels magical, 7 is Sunday, 7 is the calling code for Russia,
It is.
7 is the number of chakras, 7 is the number of stellar objects in the solar system.
Really?
So people
There you
tend
go.
to associate the number 7 with a lot of things.
Interesting.
Therefore, there is such a thing as a favorite number.
I guess there is.
Is there a favorite pet?
I'm going to have to go with dog.
Well, the answer isn't so clear cut.
It's not. Okay.
According to the most recent National Pet
It's
Ownership
not.
Survey, pet ownership in the U.S. is at an all-time high. Dogs and cats are by far the most popular pet, but the favorite depends on how you look at it. Nearly half of U.S. households own dogs, and just more than 1/3 own cats. So yay dogs, but not so fast. Because people are likely to own multiple cats, in terms of number of pets, there are 83 million dogs and 95.6 million cats. So,
But all
yay
those in
cats.
like 2 houses.
For the record, the popularity of dogs and cats is followed by freshwater fish, birds, and small animals, reptiles, horses, and saltwater fish.
Saltwater fish. Mm-hmm. Not lions and tigers or bears.
No, thank goodness.
No.
They don't really make good pets.
Not really. Not really.
Well, there is such a thing as a favorite smell as well.
I'm sure there is.
Universally.
I'm sure there is. Because that does trigger chemicals in our brain. Smells do trigger things in our brain.
They
Yes.
do.
They do. That's a science thing.
Israeli neurobiologists used a robotic e-nose to rank dozens of smells by their pleasantness. The electronic nose uses sensors that are sensitive to and react to odor molecules to rate how a sniffer responds to a particular scent. In their study, researchers found that there were favorite smells from all the essential oils tested. That these were the favorite smells.
Okay.
Number 1, lime.
Lime. Really?
Number 2, grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
Number
That's
3,
strange. That's bizarre.
bergamot. Bergamot.
Don't know what that is.
It says it smells similar to an orange. And number 4 is orange. And number 5 is peppermint.
Really? Now, peppermint, I guess I could see, but I would have not thought lime.
People really like the citrus.
I guess they do. Nothing in the like an aroma, the rose or the.
Not in the top
Not
5.
in the top 5. That's very interesting. I know it's strange. It's strange. A nice smell of a sizzling steak to me is number 1. So I'm going with the sizzling steak again on this one.
All right. Well.
Okay.
You want some more?
Sure. We got a few more minutes. Got another one.
All right.
What else you got?
I've got the favorite flavor of ice cream.
Well, it's not going to be mine, probably.
Get out of here with your pistachio and eggnog. When it comes to freezer favorites, Americans are loyal to chocolate ice cream. Basic vanilla is a close second.
See, vanilla's mine.
Vanilla's mine too.
I like vanilla. It's
I really
simple.
like vanilla.
Yes.
According
There's-
to a recent Harris poll, more than 1/4 of people chose chocolate as one of their 2 favorite flavors, followed by vanilla, and cookie dough / cookies and cream was third. There is one small caveat.
Caveat. That's a big word.
If you break it down by gender, women prefer chocolate by a tiny margin over men, who are slightly more fond of vanilla. Even more shocking.
Shocking. This is shocking.
They're adding a lot of drama into this
They
article.
are.
2% of people say they don't eat ice cream of any flavor at all, which that's sort of me.
I'm not a
I don't
big,
really eat
but I
ice
will
cream.
from time to time.
I don't hate it.
No, I don't. It's not that I hate it, but I don't have a lot of it. But I will go someplace and have. But I'll have vanilla, but I always got to put something on it, like nuts or I got to put something on it.
That surprises me about you.
I know, crazy.
That's one thing you dress up?
No, that's not the only thing.
Everything else you're
is very
stripping
plain.
condiments
But with
off.
ice cream, I got to dress it up with something. I got to. I got to have crunch with the. You got to have crunch with the.
You do.
You got to have
The
some
last
crunch.
ice cream I had was a really tasty ice cream sandwich from Freddy's.
Yeah,
It's really good.
Really good with You gotta
Oreo.
have you gotta have something that's crunched there, and throw a little bit of chocolate. But see, just plain chocolate's too overwhelming, so that's why I go with the vanilla. And even if I have a chocolate milkshake, I want it made of vanilla ice cream. I don't want it made of chocolate ice cream. It's too chocolate. It's chocolate on top of chocolate. That doesn't work. It cancels each other out. Okay. Anyways,
Are you ready for the answer to our question of the day?
I am ready because yes, I am
Okay.
ready.
We'll repeat it
Repeat the
in
question.
case you did not memorize
This
it.
is
the
a
first time.
psychology thing, which I'm not big on. So, of course, because I have a unique brain that
The Kerplunk experiment,
Kerplunk.
the Tyron experiment, and the Morris water maze are all experiments of behavioral psychology that involved what?
Dude. Okay.
It practically gave it away in the question.
It did. It practically gave it away. It did. That involve.
Give up.
Yeah, I give up. I know I should know this, but
Rats in mazes.
That's too simple. I thought you were looking for a specific, because it did say maze, water maze. I thought you were looking for like fear or orientation or, something that was an actual term.
Well, actually, rats have been used in experimental mazes since at least the early 20th century. Thousands of studies have examined how rats run different types of mazes, from tea mazes to radial arm mazes to water mazes. These mazes,
Corn mazes, right? I mean, I got to run a corn maze, I get lost.
the maze studies are used to study spatial learning and memory.
See, so that's what I was kind of looking. I was trying to think of what that would be, orientation or space. Here's the thing: corn maze, isn't that one of those? What would you call that? Because maize means corn, and
that's
corn
funny.
maze.
A maze.
It's a maze, or a corn.
That's hilarious.
It's a corn, or a maze. I just, see, these are the things that I think about.
Well, speaking of mazes,
Yeah, speaking of mazes,
how good are you at mazes?
not good.
Oh, well, the hotel.
Actually being in one and lost.
Even better, the hotel where they filmed The Shining in Estes
yes.
Park, Colorado, is having a contest to
Really?
see who can design them a hedge maze for the back of their property.
That would be cool.
For real.
That would be cool.
Wouldn't
You
that
should
be
do
so
that.
cool?
You're a designer.
Oh, but mazes.
I just know
it's
that
like-
corn and maize are the same thing. It's kind of cool. That's what I think is cool.
All right, I'll design it, and you can
I'll
build it
call it
out
the-
of maze.
And we'll build out a maze, and we'll call it the
maze maze.
The maze maze, right? The maze maze. All right, I think that's about it for. That's all we can do for tonight, right? I think
That's all I got.
that's all I got, right? I think I'm done. With the maze, I can't get better than that.
Well, we'll be back next week.
We
with more
will,
science.
and we will talk about what if again, because we have more. There's more
Yes.
until I run out.
There's
Then-
always more what
Well,
ifs.
not always. It's not an infinite book. It does have so many pages to it, unfortunately. But we will run out of what ifs at some point. But we can make up our own then.
We can make up our own.
Okay, so that's all we have. I'm John,
I'm Stephanie.
and we are the Philosophers of Science. And remember, always, you can't stop the signal.
True Community Radio, KTIM, St. George, Utah.
KTIM, St. George, Utah.